Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. So many of you have been begging for love bites, so that's what we're gonna do. Specifically, y'all have been asking for Holy War, and it wasn't until today, while reading through the lyrics, that I realized that this isn't a cover of Megadeth's song, which has a plural title, Holy Wars. I love having my preconceptions shattered, so let's get to it. Whoa. Okay, this is already incredible and epic, and I already have my hair standing up. Immediately, from the very first moment, I could feel that their sound would be rich. It felt like we were running off into an incredible video game, and then we got all of these running instrumental lines, and I just feel like the vocals are going to be incredible too. But first, I want to go back to the beginning because these girls are talented. I should say young ladies, sorry. Young ladies are talented. I love the harmonies in that. Also, I love chicks that drum. Like, just in the way she's kind of like yelling that, I know her vocals are going to be extraordinary. The tone quality in it has depth, but also buzz, and you can hear she's even sustaining it with power. This is going to be really fun. Soaring melody. I also love the power metal stances that they've taken. Got really cool outfits. Wow. So I think Asami is the name of our vocalist. The way that she is covering such a huge range is incredibly impressive to me. I love the way that on the bottom she's expanding this sound. It gets like a sort of breadth to it. And then as she goes up, it stitches up. And there's so much cleanliness in the top notes. It's like that's exactly what the voice should do. It kind of does this sort of thing where it's on the bottom, it kind of goes out like this and then stitches up. And then the tippy top, it tends to expand out again. Particularly for female voices, by the way. We're going to go back to her entry. Wow. There were also so many other cool things happening in their sound. That harmony is so good. So the way she's going down, and you hear this kind of sound, and when she's down there, it just has a little bit more air. There's actually more air that can come through your lower notes because your vocal folds are going wacka, wacka, wacka a little more slowly. So I hear that air support and really the usage of the air really matching what she's singing. Wow, she's good. I'm going to talk about another reason she's good. There are some massive leaps in here. And a lot of times you'll hear classical singers talk about which composers are the best to learn technique on or what's like essential for a singer to learn. And most will talk about Mozart at some point. That's because you have to learn how to sing Mozart really cleanly. In Puccini, you can do tons and tons of slides. So somebody could potentially be doing slides and never have learned to sing really cleanly. Whereas with Mozart, it's got to be clean. It's got to be clean. Plus, he tends to add lots of leaps. If you think about Come Scoglio, there's a ton of big leaps. Apparently there was a story that he did it to make the soprano whom he hated, she would go up like this for a high note, low like this for a low note. And he liked to make her do this while she was singing, which is actually not a good habit. Asami here, she actually stays pretty still when she's making these massive leaps, makes them look like they're pretty easy, when in reality, those kinds of leaps are really, really tough to do. And they're really tough to do cleanly. That's why you go and sing Mozart, so you can learn to do that. They're written in here for her, and she just knocks it out like it's nothing. I'll show you exactly where. That's one right there. I like the way she does a hand up. That can help expand your rib cage, by the way, for a better support for high notes. I personally, in the recording booth, I'll put my hand up sometimes on high notes. Nobody's watching, so why not do it if it helps? Or do it here for power. I like that. Right, there's another huge leap. That's the one that's most insane to me. That's like a Constanza kind of leap. Awesome. Wow. Those same pitches repeated with those huge leaps in there. She added a little bit more expression this time in a few spots, but like overall, it was just that incredible precision still. And it's just really hard to do, okay? There are people that train their whole lives to do things like this and still struggle with it. It's very impressive. Wow. This is such a wall of sound. And not only are these crazy leaps happening, but she's also able to just keep her sound super focused over all of the instruments here, keep that extra ring on it so that it stands out the whole time. It's very, very clear the whole time. It has a depth in the tone quality. Like, holy cow, she's a very, very technically accomplished singer. Okay, let's go back a little bit. We'll keep going. Ooh, that was such a fun guitar turnaround. Ooh, I really like that. Wait, did she lick her fingers before doing that line? Oh, she put a pick in her mouth. Okay, got it. I was like, how'd that magic fingers, how'd that happen? Okay, I want to talk a little bit about Asami's posture here in just a moment. Watch it, and then we'll go back and talk about it. Wow. Wow. A few things. You'll notice, perfect. She has a foot up on, it looks like a monitor that's there, or maybe just a block to stand on. That foot up can help with the support. Your support system goes all the way down to your pelvic floor. And when you put a foot up like that, it can help essentially a little bit pelvic tilt to help keep that in line. Would be very, very useful for the kind of lines she's singing. This kind of line that's so jumpy, angular, it's really easy to have that support jump around a little bit, and then things are going to get a little shaky. It's not going to be as stable and clean and melodious as we're hearing right now. So to sing this well, you need to have a sense of low support the entire time. It's so easy for that support to feel like it's going to hop up at some point and then you've lost it. So that foot up can be really, really helpful. Additionally, she's got her hand out to the side, kind of doing this thing I mentioned earlier that can help with the ribs staying expanded. But here's the other thing that is amazing. Her top half is essentially a corset. I've sung many, many times in corsets, okay? They are not fun to sing in. Some singers like them more than others because they have this feeling of they can sort of expand their ribcage and think about pushing out against the corset. But many opera singers will actually train in corsets because it causes them to develop essentially stronger intercostal muscles. It's insane. So anytime I'd be doing a role that had to be in a corset, I would always want to sing in rehearsals in that corset, because the moment you put it on, if you haven't been training in it, honestly, I literally would just have a sore rib cage at the end. So I'm guessing she trains in this, sings in it a lot, and it really, to sing correctly in it, she's going to be thinking about keeping her rib cage out against it the whole time. Even like Pavarotti trained in a corset at one point. It's actually surprisingly common, but difficult. It's really good music. Sometimes the way that she uses her vibrato even reminds me a little bit of Dio. She's able to use it in a very expressive way, which is really cool. Plus, the other thing I hadn't mentioned, I talked about that stability and the support being so important with these angular lines, but it's not just down lower that you have to think about. A lot of people automatically have some clavicular breathing, which is really the highest kind of breathing that there is. There's not much tidal volume you can get in there, by the way. Clavicular breathing and singing really don't do very well together. But you'll see a lot of shoulder things going on. For this kind of line, it's better to be very still here and just be really focused on thoracic and abdominal or diaphragmatic breathing. And with her, you can really tell it's all below because her clavicles are so still. It's very, very impressive. Let's go back just a little bit more. Good posture right here the whole time. superb. Wow. Like, take my breath away. Superb, incredible. I love the drive behind this music. I love the incredible vocal lines, the melodies on top. I'm just amazed, honestly, by the musicianship from everyone involved here. It's like feels classical in nature, but then heavy metal in power and energy. Wow. Also, I love the reverb that was added after her voice on this moment. It's so good. It should be heard longer. Wow. Ooh. Oh, the handout there was really cool. But I want to go back because I love the way that she's using so much displacement in the octaves. Man, these guys are so good. These girls, these ladies are so good. Thank you. Thank you all of you who've been recommending them. Like that reminds me a little bit of that lawnmower kind of thing that Randy Rhoads does. Too far. That's such a cool entry. And then that octave switch. Oh, that's cool. Ooh, yay! Yay, harmonies. Okay, just two things. I love it, the sound when she plays higher on the guitar. I don't know what that technique is called. It's super, super cool. Also, this hairstyle I think is so incredible, and I want to wear it next time I cosplay as like an Amazonian warrior princess or something like that. So cool. Ah! Just shout out for amazing instruments and instrumentalists and wow, wow. I loved that solo section. Wonderful job all. One of the other things that long instrumental sections are really good for is a vocal break. Because wow, it takes so much endurance. It is really weighty to be singing these huge jumps again with the same amount of power the whole time. And even going through, once she starts singing, it tends to keep going until there's an instrumental break. There's not much time between phrases to breathe. Her breath control is incredible. So it's just, that is a lot of a lot of hardship for the voice to negotiate in a song. And I'm so glad that she had a little break in there. Whew. Not that she really necessarily needed it. She's so good. That's awesome. It's such a good note that she's just holding out there. This whole time I've been trying to figure out who they remind me of, and I feel like they have so much in common with Unleash the Archers, like Britney's incredible, incredible, powerful lines there with but just really gorgeous melody. There's also so much depth in her sound at the same time, but so much focus on it. And man, if y'all like this band, I think you would like Unleash the Archers, and same thing, vice versa. Wow, they would do so good in a concert together. I think that'd be awesome. I hope that they do that sometime. Okay, we're gonna go back and catch that amazing long note once more. Endurance! Ooh. That is such an energizing song. I love those harmonies, especially at the end, the way there was just this really victorious send-off. Ugh, delightful, and holy cow. Asami's vocals are just so technically proficient. I'm very, very impressed with the way that she is able to pull off such clean leaps, really how she stitched up all of the various registers in her voice, and how she's able to deliver this with so much endurance. Crazy impressive. Again, I mentioned that there's a similarity that I hear to Unleash the Archers. So if you're not familiar with them, I'll put up a playlist over here, and may you fall more in love with music every day.